We are recording on the CrossFit Canada podcast, a place for Canadian affiliate owners and coaches to share stories. And we have our fearless leader of CrossFit Canada, Carianne. And
hello.
But you are question to kick things off. What is it like being an official CrossFit celebrity now that you've been on the Savon podcast?
Honestly, Matt, I felt terrible because he texted me on the Instagram of Deca, like, hey, I want you on my podcast to talk about how you get so many members to sign up for the Open. So I'm like, okay. But like in my head, I'm like, does he think he's going to talk to Michelle, or does he know that it's me? And then in my head, I'm going in the podcast just like trying to get all the ideas out of it and just like tell about the Open. And then he started asking questions about my childhood and where I come from. And I wasn't expecting that at all. So it kind of tests my English like right away. And like I was afraid to be a little bit corner up for some reason, but he was so sweet, so nice. He talked a lot about
he's very he can be controversial, so you thought maybe you'd like be
exactly
put on the spot.
And because it was in English, I was like, am I gonna understand? Like I'm not like a very like I'm not listening to the 7 podcast like all the time, so I was like, is there some stuff that I'm gonna miss or like not be aware of and not saying the right thing? But he was very sweet and very nice, and he didn't even know that I was working for CrossFit. So I kind of told him that, and and he was like very supportive of it. So it was cool to do it, but I didn't understand like we were actually going to be talking about me and not just the Open. So I wasn't ready. It was a very long podcast, but it was cool.
You were what, almost 2 hours of just
almost 2 hours. Yeah, exactly. And right before I was coaching a class, and I was telling my people like, hey, like I have a podcast to do in English, and like it's been a while I didn't practice my English for so long, and like so they were like, okay, talk to us in English. So I came in, and then he started to talk about all of those stuff, and I was like, whew, okay, like hopefully I did that great, but it was cool. It was a very nice experience. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I know people in the community do watch the podcast, but if you're a CrossFit Canada listener and not a Savon podcast listener, kudos to you. You can hear our own Carianne tell her story from there, and you're all warmed up for this one because we're going to get into the hard-hitting facts here.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but we're gonna, as we record this, it's middle of January. So I want to get you on and we'll talk about, what's coming up for the year, both with your gym, but with things you can release from CrossFit and things like that. But it is worth always reflecting. So first, let's talk big picture CrossFit Canada. One thing I want to know is, you've been now that it's 2026, you've been in this role for 5 years now, 6 years now?
I've been working for CrossFit for 5 years, but I think it's like, it's going to be 4 years. I'm alone soon. I think, I'm not sure, 4 or 3. Don't even know.
So 4 years, we can just say, how has the role evolved for you, or how has it changed for you? And whatever answer comes to mind, not like in what you do, but like how you feel like you interact with us as affiliates. And
I feel like when I first started, it was COVID, so we were getting a lot of not like the conversation were never really positive, but at the same time, like I totally felt the pain and like the tiredness of the affiliate owners, and I was feeling a lot like useless. Of course, I was useful because I was listening and trying to be there and support, but at the same time, like my gym was not going super well at the same time, and like I didn't feel like I was supporting that much. I was more like a good listener, I guess. And even for CrossFit, like even though we wanted to put some stuff in front and do some stuff, like we were just like knees down and just waiting for the pandemic to finish. And then when we got back in the gym from COVID, it was hard. Like it was still very hard, and I feel like affiliate owners were so like tired, clueless. Are people gonna come back? How are we gonna get back to the numbers pre-COVID? And I still hear that now. Um, so the conversation were still pretty tough, and like, how is CrossFit helping us? And there was a lot of thing going on with CrossFit as well. So it wasn't like a very positive year right after COVID as well.
Yeah.
Even though we were starting to do summits and stuff, people were kind of coming to those reunions a little bit like, what do they want from us? Like, what are we getting into? They didn't really understand the the effect of the summits.
Mm-hmm.
And right when we were able to actually gather people around and do the summits, and even though people were coming in a little bit like trying to throw eggs at us and why should we stay affiliated and why this and why that, um, I felt like it was good to have people getting together, feel a community. So the first year was just we were getting like thrown some eggs and like anything we could do like was never enough, and that's
Yeah.
totally fine. And I feel like it's been 2 years that I'm less like on the edge of going to affiliate summit, less like, oh, am I gonna get corner up because people are gonna ask me why they should be affiliated, why this, why that, like all those questions that could be a little bit tricky to answer. And it's crazy because every time like in a room you have like those people that like you're part of it, like you don't
Yeah.
even understand how your gym could run without CrossFit. And then you have all of those people that are coming because they're like, what can I get from CrossFit, you know? So the controversy in the same room and having people talking together, you can feel it only like in the roundtables. You can see like who's on the edge of not affiliating their gym anymore and the people that are like all in CrossFit. And I feel like the last couple of summits, so the last year, the people that were actually there were the people that see the value, wants to be part of it, wants to learn, are ready to share their ideas, their thoughts. Um, so it was it was way more positive in the last year because people that were showing up, and even the discussion, I feel like because Deka is going so well, people have see a little bit more value in who I am because I was really a no name when I came in.
Sure.
So I feel like working hard on my gym and making those mistakes and making those success helped me build my confidence and try to talk to affiliate owners to be like, hey, like it is possible to make money. It is possible to have a life outside of the gym. It is possible to have a successful gym. Um, so I feel like having Deka going so good helped my confidence to be around affiliate owners that are struggling or the ones that they are doing well, but they just want to have more. Um, and yeah, so I think that the the role change in terms of like my relationship with the affiliate owners in terms of like I feel like people thought that the country manager was there to direct the country, which is really not the role. I'm just there to support and and just be like a presence for the people that wants to talk, that needs clarity, that needs someone to vent to. And I feel like people understand that now, like that the role is that. So it's way more fun now. Like Paul
Yeah.
shouldn't quit. I always tell them you quit at the at not the right time, but now that the role is fun, I feel like my challenge is still to kind of grab the people that are not coming to the summit because
Yeah.
they're the one that are on the edge of not affiliating. They don't see the value. They're not talking to anyone in their situation. So those people are really hard to get, and that's why I'm changing a couple of stuff in 2026 to make sure
Okay.
that I'm touching almost everyone. Yeah.
No, and that's and that I mean this wasn't going to be my follow-up question, but you mentioned it. Like people don't know what they don't know, and you can learn so much just by talking to people. So like how much, I know you and I've talked about this in the past, even on this podcast, but how much do you get out of just talking to someone, and just having those conversations? I'm sure they take out of your energy, but you probably learn so much that you can pull from it.
Yeah, and I was talking about that in the seventh podcast, but I didn't have a mentor in the last 4 years, and yet I was able to do 10 times the revenue with Dika that what it was 4 years ago, and take all the debts out and everything. Like now it is really a big business running, and I didn't study in business. I didn't have a mentor. The only
Yeah.
thing I did was to talk with affiliate owners, and that's where it's crazy, because I didn't go in that role saying like I know everything and like follow me. I was like, I'm going that role and I have everything to learn about everyone. And just doing a drop in, like I could walk into a gym, and of course there's a lot of things that we do right at Dika, but there's a lot of things that we're missing. And doing a drop in could be, wow, I should do this and I should do that. And there's other thing that like, oh, like I got greet like that and it wasn't that nice. Are we doing that?
Mm.
How are we responding to new people coming in? And so there's always like that, those questions coming in. Even though like I'm in the role of CrossFit Canada, I still get everything that I can to bring it back to Dika. So if I'm talking to you, which you have a gym that is running, and you do your things pretty well, and I do my things pretty well, I'm sure there's some stuff I'm going to tell you that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I should think about this,
Yeah.
and maybe I should change how I introduce newbies, or maybe I should change my price, or maybe I should change the way I'm talking to my coaches or my members. And on the other hand, I could be like, oh yeah, like Matt is really good with education and get feedback, and like this is something I'm lacking. So how is he doing it? And I feel like the more you're curious and the more you're willing to ask questions, this is where the gold is. Like I have no shame of telling people where I'm good at or where I'm bad, and where I need to learn. And
Yeah.
this is where I feel like the goal was there, like in terms of I can't talk to people that I need to know how they're doing stuff to make sure I'm doing it better in my gym. And it should be the same thing for affiliate, in terms of like there's a lot of things that I'm good at, but when last week I had someone that he wants to start his gym from A to Z, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't do that. Like I started the gym at M to Z. So
Yeah.
like it went back to C, but still like I didn't find the location. I didn't put the rig, I didn't put all the stuff. So, and I'm like, let me introduce you to two very fairly new affiliate owners in your area. I'm sure they're gonna be like super happy to help you out. And I feel like when you have that um, sentiment of, yes, like I need help and I want people to help me, and I know that they're going to do it with like all their arts, because affiliate earners are very generous and they're all in there for the same reason. They want to help humans.
Yeah.
Um, I feel that that's where the true answers are. And I don't have anything to say about mentorship. Like I think it's very good, but at the same time, like, did you just ask people that are doing the same thing as you every day what they're actually doing? And then you're gonna get some answers that are gonna give you like a real line of direction of where you should be going.
Yeah, it's interesting about like there's almost like two different kind of bubbles of folks that just stay in their gym, like because there are some folks who question the value they get from CrossFit, but they also stay in their gym, stay in their bubble, and don't look outside of their walls, and they're missing out on what's happening out there. But then on the other side, I was lucky enough to drop into CrossFit Calgary right before they closed. And when I say drop
Mm-hmm.
in, I went in the door and introduced myself to Brett, and he was so
Mm-hmm.
nice. We sat down and chatted for almost an hour, and but he's like, yeah, he's like, I just head down and stay in my little bubble, but he's never once questioned
Yeah,
anything. He just stays
yeah.
in his world, and like he does CrossFit the way it was introduced to him, and kept that
Mm-hmm.
the exact same. And he has his relationships that he built over time, but he knew what it was getting from it, but he also knew that it was up to him to pull the value out of it in how he used the tool itself.
Of course. And I feel like the older affiliate owners, I think that they kind of swallow the pill of like, being a CrossFit affiliate is that I can use the word and it is what it is. And like they're actually like in peace with that state of mind, which is amazing. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like this is not what CrossFit is anymore. You know, like there is so much stuff that we can help and support and just bring forward or question you and just to think outside of your box or what you were doing for 10, 12 years. But it's not everyone that is ready to do it. So I feel like the people that are coming in, the new affiliate owners, like they're gonna get on a call with me, asking me like, what support do you bring and what do we have? And because now like this mentality is a little bit more there of like, okay, we're going as a CrossFit affiliate. We are supposed to have a community. We are supposed to have help, which they didn't have for like 12, 15 years, you know? So, but at the same time, sadly, just because they don't want to open up a little bit their thoughts about getting out of the box and like trying to do a CrossFit Kids program. And like I would always remember, I don't remember which gym exactly, but it was a 10 or 12 years affiliate. And I told them like, hey, like, did you try a CrossFit Kids program? Because for me, that's what it pays my rent every single month. Like I know that I have around 7,000, 7,005 of CrossFit Kids coming in. And I'm
Wow.
like, maybe you should try it. And he was like, oh, like, yeah, I tried it 8 years ago. It didn't work. And I'm like, yeah, but now people understand what it is. Like you should try it now. Like now kids wants to do CrossFit, you know, but it's just like I tried it, it didn't work. But like for sure when people didn't even really knew what was CrossFit or like it was still very like intense and like only for soldiers and stuff like that. CrossFit Kids was a little bit more rough to get into a CrossFit gym, but now like every CrossFit gym should have a CrossFit Kids program. At least if you don't like children, don't do it. But if you
Yeah.
like kids or if you have someone in your gym that likes kids, like you should have a CrossFit Kids program. So I feel like it's a little bit of a trigger for them also to try new things while they might as like they also tried it like 8, 9 years ago. Now they're tired. They don't really want to do it again. And so yeah, there's a lot of that. And then you have like the new cohort of like the people that came in after COVID who are just like they want to learn everything and they want to grab everything. And we have to tell them like slow down, like one thing doing great at a time, and then you build from there, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to give to everyone depending on where they are in their journey, but slowly but surely I feel like older affiliate owners are opening their eyes, or at least instead of just closing the gym, they're finding someone with that passion and give it to them. So it's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, they can hand it off and hand the torch off from there. And
Exactly.
so looking back at before we look ahead to 26, looking back at 25, I want to look at like three distinct summits. One was, I think, I mean, so you, for those who don't know, you live in Montreal. You've done a summit
Mhm.
out west before, but we had a very cool summit the holiday weekend in May at CrossFit Banff.
Yeah.
What warm fuzzies do you still have from that weekend?
That was so cool because there was people from pretty much all over that came to the summit, and that was the point of like having like more touristic place so that people could actually like do a trip, bring their husband or their wives, and be like a good beautiful weekend out of the gym learning. And like we did one day of just we went hiking and then come back, and it was raining, so it was a little bit boring at the end, but still like I felt like it was good to just have people in another atmosphere. And like when you get to Banff with the mountains and stuff, like everybody was just like so relaxed, and like everybody was enjoying what we were living. It was very in a very small gym. There was not a lot of people, but I feel like the people that were there, they are ready to take the step forward to actually move CrossFit in the right direction. It was a very, 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 very cool summit. One of the best I think I did. People were very grateful as well to have Chafe there for sure. Um, and And I feel like it was just cool to have people getting out of their bubble. And what I observe is that in Banff, nobody was living there. So everybody actually like took an hotel, everybody was staying, like we were pretty much all the same people for the hike. And then when we did the one in Ontario where people were living close, well, the summit was done, everybody was home, and that was it, like done. So not a lot of connecting outside of the summit. And then in Montreal, it was even worse.
Okay.
because like we were a little bit out of time in terms of like I told people like, oh, it's gonna finish around 5, and then traffic comes in and
Blew your
it's
timeline.
around exactly. But at the same time, like the people in Quebec don't even know who Chaffee is, and we had him at the first summit. So the people that were there at the first summit, they knew how valuable Chaffee was, and they wanted to stay and learn, and like they were there from the beginning to the end. And then the other people are just like, who's that French guy? Like they don't even listen to the podcast in English. They don't, like when Chaffee takes out some stuff, he talks a lot in English, so they're not even like aware of who he is. And they were all leaving before he was done, and I was like, oh my god, guys, it's a Saturday, like you can stay until 6. Like I don't even understand that you're leaving when that man is in the room for you. Like he flew across the country, like he's from France, like he knows what he's doing. And like traffic kept telling me like, don't be upset, like it's fine, it's always like this when people like live close, like they tell their family they're going to be at home and stuff. And I'm like, this has to stop. Like I was blown away. So it was good for me because like I got to spend a lot of time with Chaffee, and it's always very like um he's a good sort of motivation. Yeah, exactly. And like he's asking me tricky question on the gym, and like I'm trying to answer, and like he's pushing my buttons at the right place. But at the same time, I felt like the people in Quebec, like they needed that knowledge, but they're not as ready as the English side to push their buttons right now. Like they're a little bit more there's a little bit more of a cockiness, like, oh yeah, my gym is going well. Like that was the feeling I had when I did it at Deka. And the other thing that Chaffee mentioned is that maybe because I did it at my gym, it was a way of like showing people like, hey, like look at my gym, like how big and how good it goes. But for me, it was more like a 3 summits somewhere else is really hard to manage and plan, and like I have my hands on. So I was like, if I do it at Deka, like I have all my sponsors, I have all my stuff, like it's so easy to organize because they don't have to ship it to somewhere else, and I don't even know if it's actually there. And even for me, like I don't have to go anywhere else. But maybe that's the feeling they got when they came into the gym, of like a little bit me like showing off the gym. So like it's a learning curve, obviously. But I feel like there's a lot of work to do on people getting inspired with other people that are not like from here, obviously, because I would have brought Chaffee to CrossFit industry when we did that summit, and people would have drank his knowledge, you know. So yeah.
And that in a way, like, not to always make it about like when people wonder about like what do they get for their affiliation, but there's so many intangibles, and one of which is the ability to like, if someone, let's just say someone who knows who Daniel Chaffee is, they can DM him on Instagram and he will respond, and you could probably get a phone call out of it as well. In fact, I'll go on the record and just say, go ahead.
He's gonna call you, you'll see.
Yeah, but
he's
no,
not
like,
that busy.
But no, he's not Globe, sir. But you know, and then it's like, okay, well, who are they talking about for the tens of people listening who maybe don't know? Like, you know, is the guy has 3,600 members, you know, across 3 gyms, and can afford to bring his whole team to the CrossFit Games and rent a chalet. And like, you can say, oh, well, it's easy for them. It's like, well, no, him and his wife, Sophie, built their, we can call it an empire from the ground up with the exact same stuff that we all had, maybe a little bit more on the business side of things, of the systems. But Same thing with a Nicole Christensen, is she's constantly saying, hey, you know, send me a DM, reach out, you know, like Jocelyn will always give time if available. Like Doobie is a wealth of not like, there's this network of people who are like want to help, even Denise Thomas when she can, right? Like, and any names that I don't mention, but even some folks might hear these names and be like, who are these people? It's like, well, these are people who help move the machine that is CrossFit affiliates, and they're available to you.
Yeah, exactly. And they actually are like it's crazy how, like, even for me, like as a cross country manager, like people are just like, oh, like, thank you so much for getting on the call. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not on calls enough. Like, I want to be there more for people, but they're not actually reaching out. And even though I'm sending emails and all those stuff, like there's just nothing happening because I feel like, well, Canadian, we're very polite. We don't want to disturb. We don't want to like overstep and stuff. But like, I never FaceTime Doobie and he didn't answer. Like, if he didn't answer, he's gonna call me back 5 minutes later saying like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's not because it's me. It's just he is who he is, and he's there to help, and he's there to move the needle. And Jocelyn is the same. And like, when she came to the summit at Industry, she wasn't supposed to present, and she was like, "If you think it could be good for affiliates, let's do it." And I was like, "Yes!" Like, push her in the front and like do it. So like, I feel like the best support that you can get from CrossFit is the community around it, but you need to be willing and like have this little insight of you of saying like, hey, let me just ask a question. And once you understand that the answer is actually going to help you, and that the answer wasn't that hard to get, like, it's not like, hey, like, sorry, I'm busy, like, let me get back to you. Like, it's always like very responsive. And so I feel like that's the real thing that you're getting out of CrossFit, is not, yes, the word, of course, like, it's still pushing people to come in your gym, but now you actually have living resources that are doing the same thing as you, probably better than you because they've been doing it for so many years, but at the same time, like, they're ready to give you all their secrets and hand it out to you. So after, are you too full of shame of like, I don't know how to say it, but like in my head, it's like someone that doesn't want you to give him a cue in their power snatch.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't want
if
to be
someone
better?
would, if someone would give you a cue in a power snatch, will you actually listen to it, or you're just gonna be like, no, I'm good at power snatch, and like, I don't care. I've been lifting the same weight for 5 years, but it is what it is. I've tried everything and it's not working. This is my snatch, and it is what it is. And I'm like, well, worst case, let us just give you one cue. Don't use it, but let us give you one cue. That's how I see it. And those are the people that we don't want in our gym. But at the same time, right now, these are the people that are leading a gym, you know? So
Yeah.
kind of the analogy I can give you.
Yeah, and it's like, exactly. I do notice that, like, just wherever a summit is, there's always just this kind of like people getting out of the cave for the first time, looking around, and like, we as a community, at least in Canada, and I'm sure in the States as well, but like, the beauty of the affiliate model is we can do things the way we want to. I can go
Yeah.
to DECA and I can say, wow, this is really cool. I don't know that I would want a mezzanine. So that's cool that she has that. Just because you have one or something doesn't mean I have to have it. Like, you can say, this is cool. It's not for me. Great. Or we can say, I love this. How can I do more of that? Right?
Yeah. And I remember like at DECA, there, like, I closed the sauna that day because I knew that nobody was gonna go in the sauna.
Yeah.
But the sauna was not open, but you could walk in. And I remember like I saw affiliate owners going into that place and like looking at the sauna and stuff. So I walked there and I'm like, hey, like, do you have any question? Like, I would be thrilled to help you out and like tell you how the sauna happened. And they're all like, no, it's fine, it's fine. We were just soaking. And I'm like, guys, like, I don't want you to think that like I'm super proud of having a sauna and like you don't have a
Yeah.
sauna. If every single CrossFit gym could have a sauna, I would be more than happy of it, you know? But I feel like there's a little still competitive of like, no, we don't really want a sauna. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like, okay, like, I don't understand that, but it is what it is. So I feel like there's a lot of education built on, if you're a CrossFit affiliate and you're part of the community, we'll give you all the tools and all the answers to your question to make you more successful. That's what it is. And the more all the CrossFit gyms are successful, the more my gym is going to be successful, the more your gym is going to
Right.
be successful. So why would I keep that for me? I don't care. Like, I'll give you everything. And I know that even if you take my idea from A to Z, you're still not going to do it the same way, because you're not me. You don't have my values. You don't have my authenticity. So I know you're still going to change a little bit of stuff. You're still going to try it. And if it's really not like going well for your gym, it's because your gym was not there yet, or your
Yeah.
gym was not ready for that idea yet. And maybe it's just not working for your gym because it's too, like I said at the beginning, like, I love kids, I have kids, I'm an early childhood educator. Like, of course kids are welcome in my gym. But if you're like, well, everybody's telling me to have a CrossFit Kids program, but when kids are around I'm super awkward, and like, I'm a huge man, and like, I'm scaring them, maybe it's not going to work, you know? So it's all of those stuff that, like, you don't have to copy. You can just ask question, and maybe the question you're going to ask me about my sauna now, maybe it's going to help you out in 5 years when you're going to be ready and you feel like your community is ready to have a sauna. So yeah, I feel like there's still a little bit of people like competing to each other and be like, should I say this, or maybe I shouldn't say that? Like, I don't want people to think my gym is not going well, so I'll just shut up. But I'm like, no, tell us it's not going well. We're going to help you out. We want you successful. So
the
yeah.
the roundtables, which have been really great, and kudos to you for kind of revamping that
Mhm.
with the new topics. But it was interesting, like everyone 1 minute, what are you proud of, and then 1 minute, like, everyone share a struggle, and people really, like, just full honesty. I think a lot of folks were like, I don't know, geez, it's hard to think. I'm like, I've got one. We scaled and now I have too many expenses. Like, my
Yeah.
revenue grew, but now my expenses grew. This is a real struggle in business, and it's something I'm dealing with now. People are like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, like, wow,
Yeah.
we can share these things that are going wrong, because, like, that is where the value lies, is sharing our mistakes more than our successes.
Yeah. And we all face the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how getting in, like, in touch with so many affiliates, and they're gonna tell me a situation, and I'm like, oh my god, that was me last year. Like, with not exactly the same person, but like a different name, but like exactly the same situation. Or just like you, like, the gym was growing, my expense were growing, and now
Yeah.
like the accountant is like, this is not working. Like, I know you have more people, but you're still not making money. Oh, okay, like, let me help, like, help me out, because I don't know how to do it, you know? So it's, we all face the same things, just not at the same year or at the same time. Or I'll be talking to you about a situation, and then 6 months after I'll be in the same situation. But
Sure.
at least if I talk to you, I have a little bit more idea of how to handle things. But yes, like, to not be share of sharing what's going good, but what's going bad as well, so we can all level up our gym together, you know?
Hmm. Absolutely. So, so looking ahead now, we got
Hmm.
2026, and again, as we record this, is January 19th. CrossFit Aurelia has more open signups than Deca CrossFit. So I am, we are ahead of you, but no, like, so
Love it.
talking about the open, and I know we could do a whole hour just on that, but I do want to look down the road at the whole year. But,
Yeah.
the open, what, and this can be from your own business, like what you see come out from CrossFit. What excites you about this year's open?
Well, I'm always excited about the open, so pretty easy to excite me about the open. But I feel like affiliate owners are a little bit more hands-on this year. Like, I've had more questions, more people wants to be ready, more people are reaching out to see what I'm doing with the gym. So I feel like that's actually refreshing and fun to see. Um, and honestly, I'm a living proof of, like, the open is good, a good retention tools. Like,
Yeah.
since I've pushed the open so badly in people's mouth, like, very badly in people's mouth, like, I feel like the gym has been so much successful. And And it's crazy because there's a lot of people that didn't want to sign up, that we were just like, no, you're going to sign up and you're going to do the open, and we don't care what your performance is, but you're still going to do the open with us, and we're going to have fun. And just the emotion that people have, that they're actually part of the gang. It's not just like, oh, like, you are signed up for the open, so we're giving you attention for 3 weeks, and you are not. So too bad for
Yeah.
you for 3 weeks. We don't want to hear about you. So I feel like people just be involved with that big community event and talk about it for 3 weeks. And you're not just an outsider in your gym and be like, oh, like the 10 athletes of the gym are doing the open and we're not. And like all the same people get the same attention as the gym is growing, like, and we're just left off on the side. When people are actually sign up on the leaderboard, they're gonna come to me and be like, hey, like, is it your name I put as a judge, and am I registered correctly under DICA, and like all those little moments, and like, should I be doing this RX because I can do this but not that, and like, if I do scale, can I do the next one RX, and like all those questions
Yeah.
makes the connection even better. Like, for years I was like, oh no, people are going to ask me questions, going to be hell, like they don't understand what the open is, and like they don't know what they want. And then since 3 years, I'm actually enjoying this because I want them to be involved, I want them to be excited about it. So I feel like affiliate owners are seeing that now, that the open is a really good retention tool. And I think that CrossFit, like, I should know that, but I think that this year, like, if you have that much people register, you can get a discount out of your affiliate fee, if my
Oh,
memory is
okay.
good. Hopefully, I didn't screw that up, but there's a couple of perks like that,
Oh, cool.
slowly but surely coming in, and like the judges course is free for affiliate owners, which we never saw before, but we need to do the judges course. And I realized in the last couple of years that people were just like, I need to pay for register for the open, I need to do my judges course, or else nobody can actually sign up under my gym, and it's a lot of costs more. Now it's giving out for free. So I feel like the game side are hearing the affiliate side slowly but surely, and helping us making it a little bit better. Because let's say last year there was 2 workouts where we needed to change the weight all the time, and I remember getting on the call with HQ, and I was like, guys, I had 200 people on a Friday night and I had to change 200 plates. 1 week is fine. Twice, I wanted to kill you. Like, how do you expect me to run this without going crazy? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I feel like they are more hearing the fact that affiliate owners are very important for the success of the open. And I feel, and I truly believe that they want to make it more fun and more less work for affiliate owners in the coming years,
Yeah.
less stress as well. So I'm pretty excited for all of that. I don't have the workouts yet, but hopefully the first one is going to be as easy, so people will continue to sign up.
Yeah.
Because that's what we saw in the last couple of years, where the first one is just so easy to do and everybody can do it at their own pace, but still everybody can do it. That I feel like this is always helping us, affiliate owner, showing people that yes, you can actually do the open and be good at it. So yeah, that's all I can say. And I really wish that affiliate owners will just take the chance and try it 1 year to just push that event forward, tell people how important it is for the CrossFit community and even for their community, and just try it to see the retention of their community in the next couple of years, because that's what I experienced. So
Yeah, it's you get into it what you put into it, but you can also put a lot into it without making it a lot of work. And I know, like,
mhm.
I've been guilty of, like, even one year when at an affiliate I was a coach at, during a 5-week open, we did a 6th week, and it was a lot of fun and it was great, but it just was so much extra work for nothing. And
Yeah.
then last year, we always traditionally did Saturdays, and we just did theme Saturdays where people dressed up. There
Mhm.
wasn't points, there wasn't teams. We just did theme, and it was fun,
Yeah.
and everyone had a great time. The cool thing about last year's open was it led to the first year of the Community Cup, And the Community Cup, if you follow CAP, was just programmed during a week. So we stretched the workouts to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, that week was our best attended week of the entire year.
It's always like that.
Right. And so it got me thinking, like, hey, what are we going to try that's different? Well, if the Community Cup was our best attended week because people could do the workouts in class, this year we're going to do the Open on Friday for the whole day. We used to just do Saturday mornings and then people could come in, but it's like, let's try and just do it Fridays. If the classes are a little long, or that's okay, we'll work the logistics out. But that was also something I got when I did a drop in at CrossFit Roots at Nicole's gym. Like, they just do it throughout the day, and there's now no barrier for anyone. Like, try some little, like, small adjustments that cause things to be very sticky and that keep people engaged.
Yeah, we do it all of the classes on Friday, and then Friday Night Lights starts at 3 until 7. So if you're like a 6 a.m. person, you're still going to do the Open on Friday. And then on Monday, we still do the Open workout. So let's say it's an AMRAP 12 minutes and you did it on Friday, you're happy with your score, or like you're still sore as fuck, you can do another AMRAP of 12. But we always pair people up. So you're going on the first heat, you're judging, and then we switch. And the intensity that you get out of people, they don't want to do more than 12 or 15 minutes, you know?
Right.
So on Monday and on Friday and Monday, any class is the CrossFit Open. And we've been doing this since the 3 years. I'm pushing people to do it. And I'm like, you came to class. You sign up. So that's how we do it. And honestly, like, people that are actually taking like the CrossFit seriously, like, they don't even want to do like other stuff or like be so sore that they can do on the Friday and stuff like that. So it's just 3 weeks of like Friday, Monday, it's the Open workout. You know it. It's been like this for a while now. We used to do only Friday Night Lights and then on Monday during the class. But the thing is, it's now, because now we do it on a Friday morning, we got more people to actually be able to do the workout. Because like I said, like, we have a lot of people from 6 to 9 a.m. because they're working and stuff and they have family. For them to switch and come in the Friday Night Lights, it's kind of hard. And then after, what they were telling me is like on a Monday, 6 a.m. to kind of give it all for CrossFit Open, like the people that are intense, they were like, I can't do it. Like, I'm just so dead. So now they can redo it if they want, or they can just do a completely different workout, but still, like, they have 2 chances of doing the Open. And it helped with not having like people want to redo during the weekend, which is like for us, like big groups and like a lot of people in the gym, and it was getting a little bit chaotic because you have one person trying to redo their workout or like do it for the first time and stuff like that. So it kind of helped with managing all of those stuff for sure.
No, it's exciting. So, and then the CrossFit Open leads to the games, and not that I want to talk about the games, but something that was the first time last year that you and I got to hang out a lot at was the Owners and Coaches Conference. And it is back again. It's a little bit further away for you and I, but you know, I'm still gonna do my best to make it there.
Same.
What was something that you liked about the Owners and Coaches Conference, and that's something you're looking forward to for this year?
Loved it. Loved the concept of having like a track for affiliate owners and a track for coach. I was lucky enough to be able to bring my head coach with me, so she kind of signed up for all the coaching stuff and I signed up for all the affiliate stuff. And then on our way back home, it was just like, we were just like freaking out. But it was cool to see her getting in, because I always travel for the summits, right? Like, I'm always like in that bubble of CrossFit and talking with HQ and talking with affiliates. So it was cool to have her like excited about what CrossFit is and what CrossFit do, and getting coached by so many different people and so many different angles as well. I could say, because there was like gymnastic, but also it was like for adaptive athlete. There was so many different stuff that she came back with a lot of tools to help other coaches and even for herself. It was only like 2 days. For me, it was perfect. Like we didn't have to get out of the gym for a week, both of us.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, I didn't feel like I was messing out like everything on the coaching side, because if I would have gone alone, probably like I wouldn't go back to like the chaffy stuff, because I kind of know it. But at the same time, every time I hear him, I hear some stuff differently depending on where the gym is. Even like even for other speakers that I've already saw. So for me, I was like comfortable being in the affiliate owner chair and not being like, oh, I should have go to the adaptive, because I feel like my coachship would need that. So it was cool to be there, two people, and just split who's the head coach and who's the owner, and not having myself to kind of juggle in between two. And she's a coach for like 16 years, and she felt like she learned a lot of stuff, and like there was a lot of stuff that blew her mind, and she was like, oh my god, like the coaching is like to another level now of CrossFit and stuff. So I feel like that's a big win for CrossFit to be doing like coaches congress before the games. Like we had some talks at the games before, like you remember,
Yeah.
you were there as well, but it was like, okay, now I want to go see the games because I actually paid my tickets to be at the games, but at the same time
Yeah.
I want to go hear him because it's important what he's doing. So people were kind of running all around, and I feel like when you can put your head in like business mode for 2 days and just be like in that bubble, I feel like it's way more valuable than just like running around and be screaming at like, yes, lift heavier. Okay, I'll get back taking some notes for sales and retention, and then yeah, and like yes, you take it, but you're not like in it, it's a different vibe. So yeah, I was very happy about that. And like you, like I'll try my best to be there at the games this year as well, a little bit further. With everything happening in the States, I'm still afraid to get stuck there and
Sure.
and become an American. But we'll see how it gets through the summer and decide from there. But hopefully they can do that elsewhere. Like I wish that they could do it like at the games and then elsewhere during the year, so that we can also have like different people or different culture helping us grow our business for sure, because in Europe they're not at the same spot that the States are. So yeah.
Mhm.
How did you like the coaches congress?
I loved it, like, and I liked that it was like a conference. Like for me, I love, like, I like just being a fly on the wall and listening, and
Mm-hmm.
just being able to sit at a table, and as I will participate absolutely, but I just want to sit and listen and hear.
Mm-hmm.
Then to be able to like go out into the hallway and like just have a coffee and like decompress and be quiet and just kind of sit by myself. But then, Fern walks by, and hey, how's it going? How's the gym? And what's going on? And just being able to kind of like have those very impromptu conversations when you're not
Mm-hmm.
like running around and whatnot, and so that I thought was really cool, just to be able to sit in on something, and then is again rub elbows with the people, like someone like Jay DeCoons, who maybe everyone listening to this doesn't know who he is. It's like we kind of should. He runs the affiliates basically, but to see him in the halls, like, hey Jay, my name's Matt. We haven't met, but I'm an affiliate owner up in Canada, and just to be able to say hey and give them feedback on, honestly, I thought like just the fact that the lunches were nutritious, almost like zone balanced. I was like, you guys are
Mm-hmm.
trying, like you're actually
Yeah.
trying really hard, and it was
And
really cool to see.
it's crazy because like there was a lot of people there, and the moment that they hear that there's an affiliate from Canada or like Brazil or whatever, the moment we're going to get on the call with HQ, they're going to tell us like, hey, it was so nice to meet some of your affiliates, or
Yeah.
hey, like I had a discussion with that person, and like it was cool to see like how we would see this and that. So I think that HQ was seen a lot like up there, and like nobody could talk to them, but they're really making an effort and they're really like soaking in stuff from affiliate owners, and they don't feel like, oh, I know better than you. They're actually like listening to what's going on. Of course, things cannot change like that
Yeah.
because it's a worldwide company, and it's hard to just turn the wheel the way that you want because you hear one feedback. But I know that there's some stuff going on right now that it's because they soaked in so many stuff and they're not afraid to be seen or talk to affiliate owners. I feel like running back 3 or 4 years ago, you wouldn't speak that much to the people of HQ. Like you would see them, but it was a little bit more like really HQ style. Like we're on top of you and like walking their shoulder back. And now it's just like they're literally just drinking coffee and having lunch in the same space as we are. So that's, for me, that's a big win.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm not going to hold you here all afternoon like Savan did, but anything that you're excited about for Canada this upcoming year?
So this year I decided not to do summits, and
Okay.
there's a couple of different reasons why. First off, last year there was always 50% of people that would show up to the numbers of people that actually said that they would come.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit a frustration for me, just because like it's way different to plan a day for 100 people than
be like
it
a
is
class.
to
Like
plan for
imagine you have a
50 people.
20-person class and 10 people show up. It's like, whoa, my whole timeline's blown off. So I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and even just like in swag and clothes and food, like that got me very frustrated. And a lot of stuff that I got back was like, oh yeah, something came up, like I'll be there next year. And I was like, like this is not what I want you to say. Like I want you to be there. There's one day for your business to grow your business, and I know because that's what helped grow my business. So that got me a little bit frustrated. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not like, there you go, like you won't have summits anymore. That's not the point. I just understand the fact that being at the same location every year could be hard for affiliate owners to be there and be to their events and the L1 and the L2 and all of those stuff. So that was first. And then I realized that the summits that we did, because we did Coliseum 2 years ago and then we did industry, and it was like, oh, I love when it's doing that. It was pretty much the same people that gather and came, right? Yeah. Which is fine. And I love hanging out with those people, but I'm like, what can I do to actually go and grab the ones that are not coming? So my goal this year, and I'm still like trying to figure out some dates with school and the firefighter schedule and the gym and yeah, all of those stuff. But my goal is to, let's say, get to Ontario, do a tour gym. So let's say I take 2 days and I do as much gym as I can. So I'm not there to kind of talk for an hour and stuff, but just walk into your gym, say hi, see your environment, understand a little bit more, and be like, hey, by the way, on Friday, I'll be at that gym. We're going to be working out, doing a small roundtable around 10 a.m. Oh, cool. If you want to pass by, that would be great. Ciao. So that's my goal. So let's say I'll be leaving on Tuesday, touring Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Friday we all get together, do a workout at the gym, and not like at night, not during a weekend. So affiliate owners actually just have to book their morning or like beginning of afternoon to be there. They can gather with all the people around them. They can work out, and it's less like it's like a commitment for the gym as well to get those people coming. It's literally just like as many people as we get. Like, so if there's 60, we're going to do an imam of 60 for 60 people starting to different places. If we're 30, then we're going to do a workout, like super improvised. Like this is not a stress at all. And we all sit down at the end, talk a little bit, roundtable style, and then that's it. So 3 hours of getting in touch with the community. But prior, I'll probably walk into your gym. So if it's enough for you that I walked into your gym, say hi, talk a little bit, and then it's enough, then at least I know I made a contact with you and we're building a relationship. And maybe because I did that, maybe it's going to be easier for you to come out of your gym and actually be there on Friday. So that's my goal. So I would like to do that, like Ontario, doing the same thing in the Maritimes, because this is going to be a very weird tour because they're so far away, but I'll do
Yeah.
my best to do something like that as well. And then I never did Saskatchewan, so I would like to do like the three there that are kind of close together, do a couple of tour, like probably, I don't know, like I did a lot of stuff in Alberta, but I didn't do anything in Saskatchewan. So maybe something in Saskatchewan, and then do the same tour in Vancouver, since they're all pretty much around with Victoria. So that would
Cool.
be the goal. Obviously, I'll tell people I'm coming. Obviously, I'll tell where the gathering is. So let's say if you, Matt, want to go to Victoria and you're like, hey, you know what? There's actually a little affiliate gathering down in Victoria that day. I might as well go
Oh,
to the
sure. Yeah.
trip,
Yeah.
enjoy, and then you could come for sure. So people are going to be aware of it. It's not like a, hey, I'm coming in next week. Like I'm still waiting for some stuff in the schedule, but it's going to be laid out soon enough so that people can actually pinpoint it in their schedule. And if it works, they can come, even though it's not in their city or in their province. So that's the goal this year. That's how I see it, to make sure I try to connect as much possible one-on-one, and then in small group with affiliate owners.
Very cool. That's a lot like what they do in the US, like more kind of impromptu gatherings, often like 4 hours, right? With either
Yeah,
in the morning or an afternoon, and with a workout in there, and
yeah,
a little bit more regionalized. But you're saying like you'll put the schedule out for all of us, and it's like, oh,
hmm
maybe me and my girlfriend want to go to Nova Scotia this summer,
hmm
so we'll go tour, maybe do a couple drop-ins, and then culminate at
exactly.
Kevin's gym or something, and for a workout.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's cool. Yeah.
Exactly. And I used to do that a lot, like do a tour of the gym a lot when I first started.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I think I did Vancouver in 2 days. I did all the gyms in 2 days. It was kind of crazy. I didn't realize that I was in Vancouver. I was so focused to just like shake hands. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of new owners. Like there was a lot of sell during those kind of years. And I feel like it's for me to come to you guys and not always you guys to come to me. So
Yep.
this is what I want to do this year. And if I get 3 people at the gathering, I'll get 3 people at the gathering. At least I didn't have to kind of plan all those little stuff. And I know that I did my part of going forward and come and see you. So at least we had a conversation. We are building a relationship, and this is what I want for CrossFit Canada, that we actually have people that can ask questions, know that they can be vulnerable, know that there are support. So yeah, this is going to be 2026. So the summits are going to come back for sure, but
Sure.
not this year.
Yeah, it's like running a nutrition challenge and having a nutrition program. If you always just run a challenge, no one's going to sign up for the program because they'll just wait for the challenge. So if we make
Yeah.
the summits a little bit more spread out, it becomes more of an event that people will plan for when they
Yeah,
get together.
and the thing is, I feel like if we're skipping a year, there's gonna be a lot of like changes, and there's gonna be more different lecture in the next year, because I
Yeah.
felt like the ones that we did 2 years ago and this year were kind of similar in terms of like the team and stuff like that. And I would like to do like the gathering and do like one roundtable with only like all 10-year plus affiliate owners together, so that you guys can actually talk about the real stuff that it is happening to you. And then the hour after, mix people up so that all the startup are together talking about like where they are and like what's going on, and you guys are actually talking like what you need, and then you guys will become probably mentors in all of those roundtables. So that's how I kind of see it, and I feel like people are actually going to see the value in it. If it's not, because sometimes it's hard, like the lecture, like something that I could say for you, you'll be like, yeah, it's been 7 years, I'm actually practicing that, so why am I listening to her? And you have the other one on the other side saying like, oh my god, like
Feverishly
I'm just
taking
open.
notes.
I exactly, so I feel like it could be good to just have real conversation this year, and then get back on more the summit and more being like corporate style summit with lectures, of course, roundtables, a workout, but just to make that more of an happening now than just like, oh, I'll be there next year, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's awesome. That's really cool. Heard it here first. I love it. So in closing, any predictions for the Open? Anything that your heart is telling you, or
Oh, I just really wish that they bring back pistol squats.
is the girl who's 110 pounds?
Because the only year that they did pistol squat, I just gave birth. So it was the only Open I wasn't able to actually do in my entire 14 years of doing CrossFit. So that's my request, but I know it's not really good for retention and members, but that's my request for me. No, honestly, like I really want them to do the Open less complicated and more user friendly, so that affiliate owners are not drowned dead, because like there's 1 week and then the week after there's quarterfinals. So hopefully the Opens are not too much of a stress on affiliate owners and like different scaling stuff and like weights all over the place, so that affiliate owners can come to the quarterfinals and be ready to do it and throw it properly for their members that are going to that stage, because it is important and it is something that affiliate owners like wish it could come back for their members. So I just hope that the Open are going to go smooth, so that we can give a good show for the quarterfinals for our athletes, for sure.
Cool. My only prediction is we do cap at Aurelia, and there's been a lot of handstand walking the last little bit. So I always think, okay, there's going to be maybe a predictor there. So I'm just predicting that we'll see handstand walking.
Okay.
And I always tell my members I can't walk on my hands for the same reason I can't speak German, and that's because I don't practice it nearly enough.
Yeah, but you know, like this, for me, this should be in quarterfinals. Like make the Open fun, make the Open accessible, make the Open that people don't feel like they need to do bear crawl in an Open workout, you know, like
that's true.
But so that's why I really wish that they could keep it simple for the Open like they used to do, and then put all the complicated stuff in the quarterfinals, and then have those athletes have fun at the end, you know. So so that's pretty much it. Well, I don't know if it's a prediction. I just these are my wish.
For sure. And actually, one last question before you go is who's buying CrossFit?
I don't know. I wish I could know.
It wasn't a real question.
I know, but like I used to know who was supposed to, and then apparently there's nothing going on. Like I'm just asking no question from now on. I just know that before it was really something that I was like, oh, if CrossFit could be buyer, like I feel like it would give me like a little, I don't know, like a little good punch of like, okay, like it's a new thing, it's a new breeze, it's something new, it's going to be exciting and stuff. So I felt like I was waiting for that to be excited again and be like, okay, we could do this, we could do that. But I really feel that in the last 3 or 4 months, there have been changes that I'm not looking forward to the sell like I used to be. I'm just like, okay, there's changes. They are listening. They are open. They are like, there is discussion, conversation. So so I'm not like looking forward as much I used to, not because I wouldn't like it. It's just there is some stuff changing. So it's still very positive from my end, from my CrossFit Canada hand.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Is you're saying we don't have to wait for there to be a change of ownership to see positive stuff come.
Yeah, because for 6 months, honestly, there was just like everybody was just like kind of waiting for something to happen, you know. But now, like it's been 3-4 months that there's probably going to be a sell going on, but we're less like just standing there and waiting and nobody's talking because we don't really know what's going on. So I feel like the open is obviously something that we all get excited about, and that's where we're talking about. So it's fun to see that they actually put some changes there, and hopefully things will stay the same and keep being positive, or there is going to be a sell happening. We'll see. But so
Either
far, I'm very happy.
exactly, right? You could sit and wait, or you can just move forward and serve the people in front of you. And on that note,
Exactly.
3, 2, 1, time.